Is it just me, or is the genre of video games that everyone thought was dying off back, and not just back, but on top of the world? Yeah, that's right, you absolutely heard me say that. What is up, you guys? Welcome to The Collective. My name is Furman, and in this video we are talking about the greatest video game genre ever created, the role-playing games. But not just role-playing games, or RPG for short, turn-based RPGs. But before we get into that, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content just like this. Okay, so this is something that I've been thinking about for a very long time. And you know, obviously, it hurts to see some of the greats do this to us. You know, some of them like Squareenix, who decided that Final Fantasy just wasn't good enough being a turn-based RPG anymore, and that it needed to be an action RPG. So, you know, let's just sprinkle in a little turn-based into our action RPGs now, and here we have it. Now we have games like Final Fantasy 15, Final Fantasy 16, which, you know, they were all right, but they're not what they used to be, for sure. And you know, we seem to be seeing the same thing happening to the Final Fantasy 7 remakes too. And you know, I do absolutely love the Final Fantasy 7 remakes, although I kind of hate how grindy they are. But this just seems to be the case when it comes to these things. They think that we want more action in our jrpgs or turn-based RPGs, and that's just not the case. And the numbers don't lie. Now, this is a tweet that I saw on Twitter, basically showing that people still love and adore these type of games. Now, this is supposed to be like a peak of how many concurrent players were playing at a certain point in time. And you know, we obviously have Baldur's Gate 3, which is just doing phenomenal. I mean, 875,000 players is nuts. That is a lot of people. I mean, we have Like a Dragon pulling in 46,000, Persona 3 Reload 45,000, and we have Metaphor, which is pulling in 75,000 players. Now, these are some really big numbers. These are obviously awesome. And you know, this is something that's always bothered me, something that I've always hated, is that everybody thinks that just because most of these role-playing RPGs do involve a lot of anime and a lot of, like, you know, really cool fight scenes in the anime, that like they think that that's the type of game that we want, and that's not necessarily the case. And that's really what breaks my heart when it comes to the Final Fantasies. In my opinion, okay, I know that I'm probably wrong to a lot of people, but I actually preferred for the longest time Final Fantasy over Dragon Quest. You know, they're kind of the two rivaling schools, basically. You know, Final Fantasy seems to be more popular in the US, whereas Dragon Quest seems to be more popular in Japan and kind of everywhere else, really. But Final Fantasy has just decided to do its own thing, and it wants to be an action game now, and that is really unfortunate. And I get what they're doing. They think that this is going to reach more people. They think that more people are going to be interested in this style of game. But while they're doing that, they're also, you know, denying its core audience. They're also throwing us in the dumpster, essentially. And Dragon Quest seems to just be doing exactly what it's doing. It's been doing it since like the 80s, and it doesn't seem like it's going to change. And now more than ever, it understands that this is exactly what the fans want. We want a classic JRPG that is turn-based. We want that beautiful orchestra that comes with Dragon Quest games. You know, we want awesome, witty, and funny characters, obviously drawn by Akira Toriyama. And we just want an engaging storyline, something that's going to draw us in, something that's going to make us invested in these characters. We don't necessarily need to do the anime things that these characters end up doing. Like, you know, if we want that, we'll just go play Smash Bros. But it just always makes me happy to see more and more people getting into these turn-based RPGs and showing them the love that they deserve, because these games are absolutely awesome. And you know, this is another thing too. okay? Most of these JRPGs or turn-based RPGs end up being like 100-hour games. And you know, I am well aware that not every JRPG needs to be that. Not every turn-based RPG needs to be a 100-hour game. But just the fact that you're paying full price for something that is going to give you this much content, I mean, it just always feels like a win. And you don't necessarily have to put in that much time into each of those games too. A lot of that ends up being like side quests and, you know, certain missions, you know, like if you want to 100% complete the game, or if you want to get the best weapons in the game, you know, these are all fun things to do, but they're not necessarily something you need to do to beat the game. And, you know, obviously bringing back some of these games, obviously Metaphor is just proving everything right, proving that one, Atlas does not miss, and two, that they know how to make an excellent game, and that they can use their formula in different styles too. So, you know, we obviously know that most of the Persona games typically end up being you're a high school student and something horrible happened to you, and you know, you're kind of living your life as a student while at the same time doing some over-the-top supernatural things. And now they're switching it up, and they are, you know, you're in a fantasy setting now. You're like, we're talking about kings and queens and all these type of things. And, you know, the game is obviously doing amazing. And, you know, honestly, I mean, there was like 3,000 people that watched that last video I made of Metaphor, so I might have to make a follow-up on that. Holy cow. But yeah, it's games like these that prove that this genre is not dead, that it has so much more to offer, and that the fan base is growing too. Not just that it's stagnant and it's just not really, you know, we do vote for these games and these genres with our dollars. So if you are interested in any of these games, you know, if you're interested in Persona 3 or Metaphor, and you truly want them to make more games like these, then make sure you buy them full price. I mean, make sure you support. This is the best way to do it, because these corporations really only understand money, okay? So if they come out with an excellent game and it does horrible, they're like, axe on that. Look at what happened with Pokemon, okay? Pokemon Black and White 2, 1 and 2. Not the best selling games. But then we have Scarlet and Violet, which are the best selling games out of all the Pokemon games, and they're trash. They are absolutely horrible. So who do you think they're going to listen to? The people that complain about how horrible the game is, or, you know, the people that kept buying it despite it sucking? Alright guys, that is the video. Don't forget to let me know in the comment section what you think about this. Do you think that we are in a uptick when it comes to turn-based RPGs? Do you think that they're going to be starting to drop these things more? That we're going to get a lot more games, you know, a lot more older games like that and newer games? Do you think that they're going to be doing this? If you do, let me know in the comment section. And as always, do not forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content just like this. And we will see you guys on the next video. Peace. You see that back there? Yeah. That's Anakin's lightsaber. More info on that on a later date.